Welcome, everyone. This is Yvonne Davis, your traveling warrior astrologer, coming to you from Leon, Nicaragua. So I'm going to do a video on the new moon in Sagittarius, but I want to really quickly point out the artwork behind me. I had mentioned that in my last video that in the city of Leon, this was the hotbed of the Sandinista Revolution, and they're very bohemian and artistic, and these works of art are in the tradition of Picasso's Guernica. So hopefully you'll find that interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up the new moon chart. This is the new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, so here you see the new moon. That's the sun, the moon in conjunction at 4 degrees and 3 minutes of Sagittarius. So what we're going to talk about here is the energy of Sagittarius, which is very philosophical and very much interested in seeking truth, learning new things, expanding the mind, expanding consciousness, interested in foreign cultures, anything that can expand the mind. That is all about Sagittarius, okay? So in this new moon, it's making a quincunx to Uranus in Taurus, which is opposite Mars in Scorpio. So that energy of that Uranus-Mars opposition is going to be flowing into this new moon energy. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, though it might require a kind of adjustment, like a release of energy in order to bring about something new. So what you want to do with this energy is look for places where you get triggered. Where you get triggered is where you have toxicity. So I always say, look for places where people are pushing your buttons, okay? And the thing about someone pushing your buttons is they can't push a button that's not there. So that button, it belongs to you. It's your toxicity. So what you want to do is when you get triggered, when someone pushes your button, you want to look at that place because that's where you have a glob of energy that is unresolved pain. And when you're able to resolve that pain, then you can release the toxicity, okay? You can transform it and turn it into power. So you do want to look for where your buttons are. You know where they are because when someone pushes your button, you get triggered, okay? But that belongs to you. That's your toxicity. You think it's outside you, but it's actually inside of you because a person cannot push a button if you don't have one, okay? So if you get triggered around things around like money, you can look at that. And if you get triggered around issues of incompetency or your intelligence, those are places where you feel insecure, where you have fear. So you want to look at that, okay? That's how you transform it and turn it into power. The other thing you want to do is to think about setting seeds of intention. We always do that on a new moon. So you want to look at where the new moon is taking place in your chart. So I'm going to go around and talk about all 12 signs real quickly and let you know which house the new moon will be in for your sign. So if you're an Aries, Aries sun or Aries ascendant, that puts the Sagittarius new moon in your 9th house. The 9th house rules consciousness expansion. It's naturally ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter. And you have Jupiter crossing over the galactic center. So this is an incredible new moon for expanding consciousness and learning new things. So I would suggest you may even want to go back and watch this video multiple times to remind yourself what I said about getting triggered. Because if you can learn something from that, you can totally transform those toxic globs in your energetic being and turn them into power. Okay, so if you are Aries, then you want to set an intention for consciousness expansion. That could be anything. Could be taking a new class, exposing yourself to new people, new ideas, foreign travel, anything that's going to expand your mind or expand your consciousness would be really beneficial for you. Okay, so if you are Taurus, you have Uranus in your first house of self. And again, this is for both Sun in Taurus and Ascendant in Taurus. And you're going to have Mars in your opposite seventh house of others. So you may find yourself in a tiff with someone external to you. And you're looking to free yourself, that Uranus wants to be free. And this other person may trigger you. Okay, so you can look at that. The new moon will be in your eighth house. The eighth house rules intimacy and deep psychological transformation. And it also rules joint assets. So it could be you may get triggered around something having to do with joint assets. You may get triggered in an intimate relationship. But you can set an intention for something new there as well. Okay. Now, if you are a Gemini, then you have the new moon in your seventh house of long-term meaningful relationships. So this is a great time if you want to go out and meet new people, or if you want to change a relationship, bring something new into it. You can use this new moon energy for that. Okay, if you're a Cancer, it's in your sixth house of work and body. So this is a time to set new intentions for your body. If you want to get healthy, if you want to lose weight, start a new regime, this is a great time to do that. It's also the house of work and daily tasks. So if you want to try something new in your work or get a new job or anything like that, this is a great time to do that. If you're self-employed, you can start a new campaign. Look for new clients, anything like that. Okay, so if you're Leo, it's in your fifth house. The fifth house rules romance, children, creativity, fun and play, recreation. So that's, in a sense, the fun area of your life. So, but you may get triggered as well. Like I said, there's some energy here of needing to sort of pop that boil. It's like there's something there, something that may be a little bit toxic that needs to be released, needs to be looked at, transformed. So you can look at that too. Okay, so if you're Virgo, it's in your fourth house of home and family. So, and your psychological foundations. So you may want to look at bringing something new into your home, maybe remodeling, redecorating, changing some element of your family. Maybe someone new is coming into your home or leaving your home, because it's going to change the home in some way. Maybe you're moving, or change your family dynamics in some way. Okay, so you can be looking at that, and if it doesn't happen on its own, then you can think about how you want to set an intention for something new in that area of your life. Now, if you're Libra, this is your third house of communication. That has everything to do with the mind. It's how you think, the way you process information, the way you communicate, signing contracts, learning, the technology you use for communication, anything in those areas, you can bring something new in. And if you are Scorpio, it's in your second house of personal assets and earned income. So you can, and also self-worth. So you can look at, is there any way that you can improve your sense of self-worth, or increase your income, increase your personal assets? This is a great time to do that. If you're a Sagittarius, it's in your first house of self. Again, this is for both Sun and Ascendant. All of these that I'm talking about are for both Sun and Ascendant. So if you have a Sun Sagittarius or Ascendant Sagittarius, you have this new moon in Sagittarius plus Jupiter crossing the galactic center. So this is really a time for you to create a new sense of self. And that can be both internal and external. You can change the way you look. You can change your personality in some way. Um, if there's something about yourself you want to change, if you want to, be more confident and outgoing, if you want to change the way you dress, change your hairstyle, anything about yourself, this is a great time to do that. If you're Capricorn, it's in your 12th house of spirituality. So it would be a good time to take a retreat, like a spiritual retreat, or get some quiet time. Solitude is really good at this time, solitude and contemplation. So be thinking about ways that you can kind of get away from the world, take some time for yourself. If you're Aquarius, it's your 11th house of friendships and social networks. So you may want to look at ways that you can bring new people into your life, expand your social networks and your communities. Maybe you want to volunteer, anything to do with that area of your life. This is a time to bring in new energy, not just because of the new moon, but also because of Jupiter crossing the galactic center in your 11th house. Okay, and if you're Pisces, it's in your 10th house of career. So this is a great time to set intentions for something new in your career with this new moon and Jupiter crossing the galactic center in your 10th house of career. So be thinking about something new you would like to create or attract in that area of your life. Okay, so that covers all 12 signs. Again, I don't want to repeat myself, but I really do think this issue of looking at where you get triggered at this time is extremely important to empowering yourself. So I hope you will look at that. Okay, so that's it for the new moon in Sagittarius, and I hope you're enjoying the artwork. I will try to bring something local in all of my videos as much as I possibly can. So, well, I look forward to seeing you again in my next video, and I hope you all are doing well, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.